final part of the BSP Overview series, we're going to look at the reports and the languages and finish off with the globals elements of the BSP. I'm just going to go ahead and create a brand new report, and I'm going to use the first thing I'm going to do is tie a query behind the report. In the same way, the query behind a report works very much in the same way as a query behind a data-bound form. So simply, once I've got my data query in place, then I just need to put some. I'm just going to put some simple captions and fields on my report. A data field, I just simply pick one of the values coming to me from the system, and then I can copy and paste like this, and I can simply change the captions and the fields that they refer to. So, and this is obviously a very simple report. I can do lots of dressing up. I can put borderlines, boxes. I can use different fonts. I can put in images, icons to dress up my report. As well as this, what I can also do is I can use report page footers. A report header and a report footer will appear at the head and the foot of the entire report, of the entire printout. And if I'm in a paged printing environment, then the page header and the page footer will appear on the beginning and the end of every physical page that is being printed out. If I'm in a continual streaming environment, then the page header and the page footer will not appear. I'm just going to remove those one more time, and then I'm going to go to my report. I'm going to go to form 1, and I'm going to have yet another button. This will be my print button. Run an expression. So the way to print out a report is I come to my report object and simply call print. So I'll just go ahead and test that out. Go ahead, and this time I'll run the project locally. So I'll just go ahead and print. And this time what I want to do is just print to an XPS document writer so I can show you the screen. Then I'll just jump to my documents and look at the result. So the report is very similar. What we can see is the report is very similar to the form editor. It's a drag and drop layout, and the way the report works is it simply repeats the body component for as many records as there are in the result set. So our data query for the report gave us 2 records. So it produces the body twice, and the data fields are filled out for each of the columns. The last 2 items to talk about are the languages and the globals. Languages is an extremely powerful tool within BrightBuilder, which enables you to change a project from monolingual to multilingual. What BrightBuilder does is it collects all of the system string resources into the languages window that you can see here. So here I have all of the string resources that are displayed all the presentation strings that are going to be displayed on Form 1, Form 2, you can see there, Form 3, and also even the reports. So what I can do very quickly is add a language. So at the moment all I have is just the default. If I open out that tree, I have just the default language, which happens to be English in this case. If I add a language, let's say I want to add French, and I can even subdivide languages into different countries. So for example, UK English or US English. If I just go ahead and add French there, French appears in my tree, but it also gets added as a brand new column in my languages bundle, my centralized languages bundle. So this window that you can see here could be given to a translator, and they could translate the existing default language that appears on the left and add new language items for the French or the new language, and so on. I could keep on adding languages to my project. So this is very powerful because I don't need to change my application. I don't have to have multiple application versions. The one application definition of my project, my one BSP file, can contain all the languages within it. Finally, that brings us to globals. Globals contain the global variables, which I mentioned earlier. So a variable that has global scope would be useful for passing data across all forms in the application. The next global resource that we can have are menus. So if I have a menu, if I add a menu here and add some items to it, then all form menus will have the option to include the global menu. The third global resource are expressions. Global expressions can be called, I can create a brand new one here. Global expressions can be called using the call statement from within any expression. So any form expression or global expression can call a global expression. Finally, we have user constants, or you might think of them as enumerated types. I can have a new type of constant, and I can add values for that constant. So if I want to make an integer, for example, I can have 0, 1, and 2 for the different encodings. Once they're declared here, then they will appear in the data source tree, like so. This concludes our overview of the BSP Bright Software Project Green Butterfly files. For more videos, be sure to check out brightexpress.com.